Hey guys, welcome back. We are here for episode 7 of MK Don's Building a Legacy. And this is our 100% live com, so excuse me if you hear little coughs and ums and ahs. It's just how I play the game 100% of the way through. So full transparency for anyone watching. Today we are looking at getting the FA Cup game against Bromley done, Doncaster, Oxford, Gillingham and hopefully Southend in the league on Boxing Day. That's what we're hoping to get done today. We might be able to get more done, we might get less. It's all about how the game plays out. Try and keep the episode to around about an hour. I know that's quite a long time for a lot of people, but hopefully you watch a bit, maybe come back later if you don't get to watch all the way through. So what we've done up to now, last episode, which you can go back to, we played Fleetwood, got the 2-0 win, then Tranmere 3-1. We then played Torquay, got a 2-1 win in the FA Cup. That's what's put us through to the next round, where we're going to play next, Bromley. We then won 5-1 in the Liaising Trophy game. Now, this was a game that didn't matter. Both ourselves and Swindon weren't going to make it to the next stage. We went there with a relatively strong squad because of how much time there was between us and playing the Rotherham game next. And we got a big win, 5-1. We then played Rotherham and won 3-1. The big game, though, was Bolton. Now, Bolton were on the same sort of winning run as ourselves at this point. Both ourselves and Bolton, I think we'd won 6 on the bounce, they'd won 4 on the bounce, and they'd only dropped 1 game in them 6 games. And we smashed them 4-0. Really was a good game. If you want to see it, pop back to the episode 6 and you'll see just how good of a game this was. So, like I say, up next is Bromley. We're just going to forward through and see what we come up against while we're heading there. Like I say, it's 100% live, so you're going to see all of this. You're probably going to hear the clicking where we're clicking it on, and there's no editing to this. We just get it done. So MK Dons broke consecutive wins record now. We've won 9 games on the bounce. So first record broken since taking over as the MK Dons manager. If we just have a look at how we beat Bolton in that last game, very, very much wing play on them. Pass combination of 531 passes, that's not bad at all. We still got vacancies that we need to fill. What's he like as an assistant manager? Not really worried about it. So as an assistant, his man management's not brilliant, but he's got some good coaching attributes. I'm going to bring him in, actually, as the under-18s assistant manager. What's his youth working with youngsters? Only a 10. Could do with someone a little bit higher in that position. I'm not going to get him in. Alright, let's work our way through. So, Bromley are likely to play a 4-4-2. I can't see it being a major issue for us. I think we should be alright with that. As you can see there, top of the league. I don't think either of them are really posing a threat at the minute to us. Just skip through to this. Do have quite a few leagues loaded, mainly for the players that play in them leagues, and I know you can load it in the background, but I do like to see how them players are performing at the clubs as well. So you just get a general overview of everything then, rather than just how that player's performing. Good crowd expected. Right, so skip through. So we're well on favourites there. 7-4 favourites. 7-4 on favourites. However you want to read that, 4-7. We've got media a little bit worried we're not going to have motivated players for this game. something we need to make sure we have. We don't want to go out at this point. Third round's minimum expectation. I'd like to take us a little bit further than that, unless we can get, one of the big Manchester clubs or one of the big London clubs or Liverpool. It's just any big side would be nice to get. What's your reaction to Neil Smith marking out Rhys Healey as MK Don's most influential player? I don't think he is. Yeah. Do you perhaps therefore feel that he has misread your team in such a manner pre-match that the fixture might be easier than imagined? It remains to be seen what Smith was saying things for effect, or whether he genuinely believes his words. If it's the latter, then I'll be happy. No, I'm not going to become complacent over a few pre-match comments. That's a better one. Let's skip that briefing. Right, surprised to hear Smith praise Healey. I'm not surprised. I think they took that the wrong way. I weren't surprised to hear it, but I don't think he's the most influential player we have. I like to think we've got a few highly influential players through the team. Right, let's see what's next. So, who do we want to play today? We've got 7 days before the next fixture. Yeah, so we've got a good amount of time for the next fixture. We could just go full team. Only thing with that, you worry about injuries. Let's get Gilby off. Boateng hasn't really made any appearances this season. It's a good opportunity to get a few players in who haven't had their opportunities this year. Who else? Who's not had opportunities? Who could do with some? See, I'd have Paul in if he was available. Let's get Taylor in for Cargill, although he's had a couple of good games recently. Keep Williams in. Where's Lewington? I'm going to get Lewington in as well, if I can drag him up. Davis is the better left wing back now. We're pretty certain on that. Goldwyn's had a really good start to his career at the MK Dons. I don't really want to change that at the minute. And Reeves he's in a good vein of form. Look at that, an 8 rating in his last 5 games. I think that's the team we'll go with. Quick look at the opposition report. You probably see me do this all the time. All I'm looking at here is what their expected tactical style is, because then I know whether I need to drop back a little bit or whether to keep playing positive. And I can also have a quick look at where their strengths and weaknesses are. None of this is really looking like a problem for us. Holland looks like he might be a player that is a little bit... Yeah, he's nearly banned. Okay, I'll go ahead with that. I'm happy with that. Let's make the start and see if we can push forward with a win today. So, players to watch out for today. Up the top, Michael Cheek, their top goal scorer, 7 in 21, so he's scoring 1 in every 3 games. He's also got 3 assists in that. There isn't a top performer on the pitch or top assists. The other player to watch will be Holland, who, as we said in the pre-match, he's already been nearly nearly got a suspension, so maybe if we can get him kicking Healey a little bit, not that we want Healey to get injured, it might work out for us. Goldwyn for us has now become our highest average rated player, with a 7.67, taking that off Houghton, who is running at a 7.45, although Houghton has played many more games. And Healy, of course, is our top goal scorer at 11 in 20 this season. So he's scoring just over 1 in 2 at the moment. Let's get this FA Cup second round kicked off. I'm going to tell the players assertively, I fully expect them to keep our run going. We should be winning this with no problems. How useful is Gladwin's? I keep calling them Goldwins. Gladwin's versatility when it comes to the team selection. Is he the sort of player you always find a place for? I love him as a player, but it's important to make sure you focus on a team as much as an individual. I like that. Are you hopeful that Ben Reeves carries on his recent good form? Yes. As enjoyable as his form's been, we have to find a better balance now. We've been indebted to him recently. I don't think we've been indebted to him. Just go with it. It's been playing well, and I do want to see it keep going. Given Moore Taylor's lack of match fitness, how long do you think he can last out there? He'll give us what he's got. Hopefully that'll be enough. There's been a lot of speculation this week surrounding the future of Paul Lambert, with pundits critical and some fans apparently losing patience with Ipswich manager. What are your thoughts on the matter? Well, it ain't really up to me to say, is it? Yeah, I don't feel it's my place to comment on rumours. Not that I want to see managers get kicked out, but just noticed there while I was rambling on, full stadium there for Bromley. They did say it was likely to be full. The fans have really turned up. Wonder how many of them are the Dons fans coming from Milton Keynes. Anyway, the game started fairly evenly. We've got the best of the possession. We've got the best of the shots now. Hopefully we can make the most of it while we've got it. We don't want to let them into the game. If we can get the early goal, well, the first goal, it's not going to be an early goal now, but the first goal will put us on a strong footing, I think, for the rest of the game. Alright, nothing really happening at the minute. I'm just going to demand more for the last 5 minutes of the first half. Whether it makes a difference or not, I don't know. No, it's not made a difference the first half. Although we're well and truly dominating this game, so not doing bad. It's not really fired anyone up. I usually have a go at players when we're not winning by a couple of goals at half time, just to fire them up. We're looking composed at the minute, but nothing more. So we've had a corner. Reeves with a corner straight onto the head of Healy, the man that they marked out at the start of the game as someone they wanted to watch, and he's got us the goal. 1-0. The FA Cup third round is a calling at the minute. We need to make sure we don't get complacent. Show some passion. Keep that passion going, get a second goal, and we can move on. Nothing really happening at the minute. I'm going to make a change. Gladwin's had his first poor game since joining. Nombre can come on, and I'm going to bring more Taylor off for Cargill now. I know that's strengthening our defence when we probably don't need it, but he's got 72% sharpness and he's now on a booking, so just thinking lazy tackles towards the end of the game could be his undoing, so we want to make sure that doesn't happen. Just going to demand more in the last 10 minutes. See if we can grab one more goal before full time. There it is. It's Healy again with the goal. Williams down the right hand side plays a through ball to Reeves. Reeves takes the shot, it's bounced off the keeper after a good save, but it fell straight to Healy. 2-0. And you would have thought they'd have had a man marking Healy throughout this game with the way they were talking about him at the start. Maybe my comments have put him off marking him so much. I don't know. I don't think it'll work quite like that though. Surely someone's comments ain't going to change your manager's outlook on the game. But we've got the win there. 30 shots to their 2, 65% possession to their 35%. We were predicted to win. We've won strongly. Let's just give a good thumbs up to everyone. Pleased with the performance. And there you go, MK Dons hammer Bromley. Winning the second round. Smith, we made Healy look good. I don't think that's quite true, but he's our top scorer for a reason. MK Dons have been given £54,000 for winning against Bromley. Healy on form as the Dons secure an easy victory. Passionate, great in front of goal. He's really started to come into his own. At the start of the season, we were struggling to get him in playing properly. And I think it's since we switched tactics up a little bit, got a bit quicker going forward. It seems to have worked for him rather than the slow passing game. It's just about them little tweaks sometimes. A little tweak makes all the difference. So up next we've got Doncaster in the league, one of the teams trying to chase us down. First versus third, so it's going to be a top of the table clash. I wonder whether they're going to put it on TV and we can get a bit of TV revenue from that. A lot of FA Cup games going on at the minute. God, this is a long tick over. There we go. Any major shocks in the FA Cup? Nothing really I can see that's really stood out. Forest Green putting out Rochdale. It's quite a big one. Scouts are happening in the next round though, when the third round's there, and we've got the Championship teams and Premier League teams in the Cup. Okay. Wonder when the cup draw is anyway. Let's keep skipping through these. Sorinola has developed a new triad. It gets forward whenever possible. That's from the mentoring monthly review. And what we'll do, we'll go to mentoring again. Ask the assistant to reassign players. Now he's had a month to see how they get on with that. See if anything happens. We've gone down to one mentoring group this time. The other group obviously not really doing what he wanted. So Nombe is named Young Player of the Month. Give him a big well done for that. League 1 Goal of the Month. So Gladwin was third choice for that against Bolton. I have scooped up the Manager of the Month award, so thank you very much for all you guys out there. If you can give us a like for that, that'd be brilliant. Moss pleased with the award. Okay. I hope you guys are enjoying these series. I'm enjoying doing them. And that's why I do them, because I enjoy it. It's a pastime for me, and hopefully, like I say, you guys enjoy it too. So let's have a quick look at this. So it's the normal thing, to summarise the board. Feel you're doing an unbelievable job, clearly putting a smile on every single supporter's the face of every single supporter, a long way at last. As far as everything else goes, the only thing we haven't got A's for, the tactics. I don't know why what's wrong with the tactics? We've got thumbs up everywhere, so happy with the impact the team's tactics have made in recent matches, particularly pleased with the quality of pressing on display lately. That should be an A then. Board are very happy with the unity among the players at the club. Something I always try and do, make sure everyone is on board. We'll go to the dynamics of the squad so you can see. If you can keep these well in the green, you're going to get to winning ways. You're just going to keep winning. I mean, currently got 50 players at the club, including 26 first team players who are considered to be very happy. How do you keep 50 players very happy? Absolutely fantastic. We're just going to roll on to Doncaster, away at Doncaster. It's currently 8 points separating us and Doncaster at the minute. So hopefully we can get a win against them and not have to worry about them. Houghton's picked up an injury, 1 to 3 days, so he should be back for a Doncaster game. We ain't gone for a scout meeting for a little while. I won't do this one, I'll go through the next scout meeting. Our under 23s are not doing well at all in their league, rock bottom. We've pulled Derby in the FA Cup away at Derby. It's going to be a tough game, but at the minute, Derby, if you look at that, are sitting 23rd in the Championship. As it stands right now, if we'd done things right now and ended the season, we'd be in the Championship, they'd be in League One, so maybe that's something to think about. I'm not going to overly worry about that fixture. Burton Albion and Milton Keynes Dons have been rearranged because of the Derby game. That's fine. Let's keep scrolling through. Wow, that's a lot of players in the Dream 11 team of the week. So 7 of our players made it this week. That's because of the Bolton game. That's nothing to do with the last game. The last game was the FA Cup. So see if Bolton jumps back to winning ways after they were doing so well. No, they've lost to Burton now. If we put them on a downer, Doncaster have just drew their game in hand that they had over us. So they're now 7 points behind us. That's good for us because not only is it good for us the fact that we're now on level games and we're still 7 points clear of them, it's good for us because they've had to play a game midweek. They're going to have less fit players, perhaps missing players, I don't know. But that means we could, as long as we get no injuries, touch wood, we go into that game with a full team that's fully fit. December tends to be the month where you start losing players. There's a lot of games that come thick and fast. I think December, I'm thinking more of the Premier League there, because December's the busiest time of month for Premier League teams. But obviously January is going to be our busiest month. Let's carry on. Alright, so team selection advice. They seem to want us to swap the whole team about. Alright, it's a good job I don't listen to them. So we're going into this against second place Doncaster we're favourites, 4-5 on. We've got Regan Paul is the only player we're a bit of a problem with. We're also out. We haven't got Cargill, who's out suspended. Doncaster haven't got any selection problems after that midweek game. So there's just hope their fitness is playing a part now. Definitely going to have to put a full team out, bar them two then. So Pompey back up to second now, with everyone on the same amount of games, but they have played the early fixture this weekend. That's not so fussed. Let's give praise Britain. Like I say, always praise the players when you get a chance. It keeps that dynamics up, keeps the players' morale up, and overall you get your team's morale up by doing that. So we're not even there's no early game today. First versus second, and we don't even get a televised game. Oh well. They would just have to hear about it from the media sources. Right. So we're both setting up in a similar formation by the looks of it. They've got an inconsistent run of form where we've got an excellent run of form. Who did they lose to? They lost to Wycombe, who are 7th in the league, so it's not a major loss for them. It's a loss that could be said to be expected with teams that are fighting anywhere above 10th. Okay, so we want Britain in for Williams. Walsh, we're going to have Taylor in because Cargill can't play. We're going to get Lewin on the bench and have Davis back in. We also need to get Boateng out for Gilby. Like I said, I know they've played well in the last game. You should use form as a guide to go by, but I like to have my first 11 and then work from that. And Gladwin. I will get it right. Gladwin. Maybe I need to put his name in capital letters so I don't forget. Gladwin, right. And let's have a look at their report. They play Route 1 football, so they're looking to get it forward as quick as they can. We should be able to use this area here with our defensive midfielder, the Regista, Houghton. He should love this amount of space, especially seeing how they've got issues there where Ennis wants to get forward so far and they've got no one who's really coming forward. They've got a box-to-box player there, but they've got their defensive midfielder there. This is going to be hard to get through the middle here, but again, we use the wing, so we shouldn't have too much of an issue. Okay, let's see if we can make it 10 for 10. Right, players to watch out for from these. On the left hand side, they have Okin Abrihi. He's their top goal scorer with 7 in 21 games. On the opposite side, they have Cole. He's also got 7, but in 20 appearances, just 18 starts. So he might be the one that we want to watch out for. It looks like they use their wings to get goals. Not necessarily get the ball in, but to get the goals. The wingers are the important players. There is no one else on there that we need to really highlight. Houghton has again taken the highest average rating off of Gladwin after his poor performance in the last game. We're not going to hold that against him. We've got Britain at right wing back, has got 8 assists in 18 starts this season. And up top, Healy, he's found some real form recently. 13 goals in 21 appearances, 2 in the last game at the FA Cup. Let's get started. Williams thinks to tell his team to pick up where they left off. Go out there and impress me. There we go. Right, let's get cracking and see if we can make the most of this. So we're in yellow today. Doncaster in there, red and white stripes. So once again, we've got the possession of the game, as we tend to have. We are getting the shots off now. So some of the instructions changing about the crossing that they can do. Oh, we fell behind. Reece James with a goal. It's headed away by Walsh, the winger, to the wing back, and he had so much space there. Okay, we will have to live with that. We've still got the majority of the shots. Possession seems to have dropped off considerably though. I'm just wondering at this point whether... See, I don't want to drop off and allow them come on to us. Demand more from the players. You're dropping with your possession. We need to pick the possession up. So we're going behind 1-0 at half time. The stats seem to say we've got the better of the game, just. So look at the analysts. We're certainly pushing further forward than they are. They seem to be playing more of a 4-5-1 as opposed to a 4-3-3 like ourselves. Let's have a look at the stats. We've had 2 half chances to their 1, no clear cut chances though. Our passing's better. But our average rating of players just ain't performing by the looks of it. Let's get on their arses and see if that does anything. Show a bit of desire. If we can just get 1 goal back now, we can look at changing things up, perhaps going cautious and letting them come on to us then and making the most of that. It just depends how we come out in the second half and how it's looking, playing positive. Well, we've certainly come out a lot stronger than we went in. Got to remember, we are missing one of our main centre backs. We are really pushing them. Let's just show some passion. We've got an injury at centre back. They've gone 2 up. I've just paused it to do a shout. Oh my god. What happened there? We just let him go past. Can't even click him. He just let him go past. Okay. Gonna go attacking. Get creative. It's too late to do anything else, so we will Gladwin off for Nombe, Mason on for Reeves, completely change it up the top, and see if the captain can fire him up from left back. Very rare for me to do a triple sub. Oh, we've pulled one back. Nombe into Healy, and Healy just nice and easy buries that. Okay, Let's give him another shout. Demand more. Come on. We can win this. I don't think that clicked, did it? Oh, it has done. And tell them to get creative as soon as I get an opportunity to hit the button. Come on. Well, that's our first loss in 10 games. They predicted a draw before the game. I think we're unlucky to lose that if you look at the stats. At the very least, I'd have expected a draw out of that. Our players just didn't turn up. It's the ratings of the players here that have let us down. I mean, 6.3 and 6.5 from the wingers. We used the wingers so much in our game. Okay, that's their performance was disappointing, he's right. And I'm going to be aggressive with them. No, this was a game that really could have put clear distance between ourselves and everyone else. So 10 in a row without losing before this defeat. Well, it's inevitable, you do get beaten in games. It's not anything you can do about it. You've just got to get ready for the next one, and hopefully the next one doesn't go the same way. Coventry Ipswich. Right. I said next time this come up I'd have a look, so let's have a quick look through. 26 years old. I like to keep all my players under 23 that I bring in. Quick look at its attributes. So I'll be discarding him. George Miller, 21-year-old. What's he looking like? He's a forward. Again, I don't think that I'm going to need a forward. I'll scout him anyway. It's not going to really cost much on our thing. We've got Wilson there, he's a midfielder. He's got lots of low interpretations there, so it's not even worth looking at him. Discard him. We've got James Trafford, a Man City goalkeeper. It cost a lot in compensation to get him, but if we scout him. Fullback from Middlesbrough, got a good name, Essien. We all know he was a good player, so let's scout him as well. You got Kizu, a wing back. It looks like he's got the stats for a wing back anyway with his pace. Yeah, he's signed up as a wing back. Keep scouting him as well. Not so worried about forwards. I've got plenty of forwards, so I haven't really got to worry about them. He's got 5-star potential. 3.5-star actual potential. Plays as central mid. His tackling is terrible though. Discard him. You can usually tell from even the youngsters, they've got to have a few stand out before you start worrying about him. Again, he's a forward. Don't want a forward. Centre back. He's actually not going to cost that much. What's his stats looking like? Marking 6 to 12. Heading's still up there. His mentals seem alright. Decisions ain't great. I do like good decision makers in my team. And at 20, probably not going to get any better. We'll keep scouting him though. 25-year-old midfielder. Tackling ain't no good, so it's not going to suit our midfield. Even our central midfielder that goes attacking has a good tackling, well, decent tackling. Acknowledge him. Let's make I am going to go and scout him because of his first touch. I like how much first touch he's got. Maybe get a Brazilian in. Just going to discard that. Too old. Don't like how much red's showing up there. I think we've got a fairly decent goalkeeper. I will scout him, but I do think we've got a fairly decent goalkeeper. No. Okay, I said I was going to do that, so probably in another couple of scout meetings we'll then go through again. I don't do every scout meeting, you'll be there forever. So, Oxford next. Oh man, it's sort of dawning on me just how disappointing that loss was to Doncaster. Sort of makes you feel should I went into it cautious because of how close they were to us. Alright, let's carry on, get through this. Boston Portsmouth next. So this is Portsmouth's game in hand. Gonna see just how close we end up to them now. Wait until we get to this Oxford game before we go looking. There's no need to go looking. I mean, to be honest, I really don't think the playoffs are out of our reach now. I think that's getting into a position where we could nail that on. It's going to be whether we can get promotion automatically. That would be the dream. If we can do automatic promotion, not have to worry about whether we go up or not. Tommy Miller, assistant manager. He's got no decent training stats, so I'm going to bring him in. We need an under 23s manager. Nope. Nothing really there that's making me want to do that. Oxford just beat Shrewsbury 2-1 in their last game, so I'm going to have a bit of confidence there. Sunderland have made an offer for Mitchell until the end of the season. I don't need a fullback at the minute. So 4-6 on today, home advantage as well. They've won 2 of their last 5 games, whereas we've won 4 of our last 5. Right, youth intake's been announced. A lot of wingers in the system. One of our wingers looks like a very handy prospect. We have one good young English right winger who's caught the eye. No defensive midfielders coming through. Attacking midfielders are hard to find in the upcoming intake. Most of our centre backs coming through look like they won't make the grade. Most of the new central midfielders look like they'll ever be good enough for the first team. Next crop of wide midfielders do not look like great prospects. So it looks like we've got a right winger coming through, and that's it. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I think what I need to do, once we've got a bit of money in, I'm talking maybe 5 mil in the bank, at that point I can go forward to Pete Winkleman and say let's rebuild our youth system and youth recruitment. I do like to have big youth recruitment systems in place. If you get 1 or 2 players a year from that, you're doing really well. You're probably more looking at 1 every 2 seasons to be a handy youth recruitment system. Okay, So we're at the game. Let's get started. Nothing previously between us two, so let's... I think Cole Robinson's at Oxford now, isn't he? So, former manager of MK Dons. I don't think we played badly at all in that last game. I'm going to get Cargill in. Get Lewin dropped. But other than that, I think we did play well. I'm going to put Nombe in for Gladwin. He's not had a good game for the last couple of games. And there is a good link up if you look down here between Davis and Nombe. They've got a strong partnership. Quick look at the opposition. They play control possession and they're playing a 4-4-1-1. Let's get started. Let's see if we can bounce back from the defeat in the last game. Players to watch for them. Their right wing back seems like their most handy player. 7 assists in 23 appearances. So we're going to have to watch his overlap of Henry. Other than that, I've got no one that I'm really worried about there. As with our team, it's the normal. Britain at the right back, Houghton in that defensive midfield role, the Regista. And up front, we've got Healy. Let's get started. Hand over to the assistant. Early goal, 1-0, Gilby, assist from Reeves. So it's a good start. We've made our start how we wanted to start after the loss in the last game. Britain's picked up a knock, pulled ankle ligaments, and he wants to come off. Okay. I do not want that turning into a major injury. Let's get him off the pitch. Williams on. And let's make that change. It's an early substitution. Always worry when you get an injury so early that causes a substitution. I've had it so many times in FM. You get an injury, then you get another injury, and then you've got a third injury before half time, and you can't change anything in the second half. You don't usually end up with an injury in the second half as well and have, you lose a player. But I've had probably 4 or 5 times this year where I've ended up with 3 injuries in the first half, and then you can't change the game in the second half. Oh, delightful. Just before half time, Davis with the assist and Healy with the goal. Look at that for a through ball. Straight over the top of everyone. Healy getting on the end of it. And just on the stroke of half time, I'm going to say to them, give them some praise just before they come in. They should come in all in the green, hopefully. Yes, that's it. So just as we go in at half time at the Stadium MK, 2-0 lead, goal on the first minute, goal on the last minute of the half. Brilliant. So let's get team talk in. Passionate. Very pleased with how it's going. Keep it up. Right. Let's hope the second half carries on the way the first half did. We've had the better of the game, so I'm not looking at changing anything up. Sometimes I do go to a cautious mentality once you get this sort of lead, but while you're in such control of the game, and the majority of the shots that are coming through are yours, the majority of the possession is yours, what's the point? You might end up changing something and messing it right up. I've just paused it because I am going to make one more change. I am looking at see, this is the thing, am I just making this change just for the sake of making a change? Houghton is on a yellow. Let's get Casamu on. He hasn't played many this season, but it means getting that yellow card off the pitch. I know he's on a 7 rating, so he's on a green rating, but sometimes it's just better to avoid the problems. Okay, so we've done really well up to now. I am going to go cautious for the last 5 minutes and just tell them to tighten up. You're doing really well, there's no point going too far forward and gung-ho, and as it stands now, if they throw stuff onto us, we can counter it. There you go, a nice 2-0 win. We've jumped straight back in the saddle. Man of the match performance from Reeves with an 8 rating with the assist. Gilby just missing out on man of the match with an 8 rating and a goal, and Davis with an 8 rating and an assist. So Reeves must have just done that a little bit more. Let's go back to passionate. Pleased with your performance. They need to know that we're happy again. We're not disappointed with the last result. We can put that to one side. And if we look down the fixtures today, Doncaster actually lost to AFC Wimbledon. That is... So all of a sudden, yes, we lost to Doncaster, but in a game, you know, a game rotation, it doesn't actually matter. We've still got that distance between them, 7 points between us and dropping out of promotion, automatic promotion. How long does that say Callum Britton's injured for? 10 days to 2 weeks, so we're probably not going to see him for the rest of this episode. He should be back for the start of 2020. It's unlikely he'll be ready for the Boxing Day game. Gillingham up next, who are in 17th in the league. Let's just work our way on this. So, as you guys can see, you've seen this time and time again. We use the wings to high effect in all of our games. 508 passes completed in that game. Gilby, the key player for getting them passes through. Nombe's got his wage hike now. He's on 1.2k a week. The 21-year-old. That doesn't even make him anywhere near our highest paid, I don't think. Miller, I think we are not pressing forward. His ability is not even up to 3rd though, but his potential's there. I'm going to add him to my shortlist just to keep an eye on. Discard that. Alright. Wow. 3 million potentially. What's his attributes looking like now? His mentals are looking good. Fairly quick. They want to play him as an advanced playmaker though. And I don't play that position. Okay, let's discard him now. So we're up against Gillingham next, who play a diamond. I think that's the first diamond we're going to play this season. If our midfield three are better than their attacking midfield three, the wings are going to work wonders in that game, I think. Let's just get through there. 4 of our players named in the team of the week. Not surprised, there were a lot of greens in that last game. Once we get to Boxing Day, I'll show you the other leagues that are running at the minute. You can just see how everyone's getting on. So Portsmouth drew with Gillingham, the team that we play next, in their catch-up game. They're now 4 points away from us, but we're all level. Everything's all square now in the league. I'm happy with that. 4 points away from them. Hopefully we can increase that gap in the next game. Although Gillingham are going to be a little bit on a high that they were able to draw there. Oh, I wonder. Sunderland up into promotion. Does that mean Portsmouth have been leapfrogged? Leave him to physio, not a player that I use or recognise, I'm not that bothered. Southend on the 26th. It's a Boxing Day game, is Southend United away. I think we will get that in this episode, so we should be able to get it all sorted. Not bothered about that suggested squad, right? Big favourites away from home, 2-5 on. Gillingham are only 13-2 at home. Let's just carry on jumping through all this. Lots of greens on there. Skip the briefing. Kasumu, he's had a good training week. Let's give him a praise. Gladwin, right, I'm going to get on his back. He agreed with me as well, so hopefully we'll see him start performing again at some point. Probably hear the fans kicking in on the Mac. Sorry about that. It's all the live stuff that happens though. Right. Okay, where are we? So we knew Britain was going to be out. Let's get Williams in there. Other than that, we've got a full team showing. We get Lewington onto the bench. I think that's about as much as we need to do for this. Again, Nombe's still not performing like he was at the start of the season. I'm going to get Gladwin back in. Let's have a look at their report overview. to play control possession in this 4-4-2. So what I was saying is, as long as our three are better than these three, the fact that we've got all this space to work with our wing play, we should be able to get plenty of balls forward. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So players to watch out for from this side. We've got Akindi. He's 8 goals in 26 appearances. 20 of them were starts. And the top assist player is Fuller on right back. He's got 5 assists in 20 games, 1 in 4. Hopefully Gladwin will keep him busy enough not to have him going forward. We know Davis can get in there and put crosses in, so that should be alright up that side. Healy, top goal scorer for us, as he has been most of the season, 15 in 23 appearances now. He's really got his shooting boots on at the minute. He's in a rich vein of form. And Houghton, top performer, 7.41. To have that as my reducer, it's really good to have a player in defensive midfield picking up your highest average rating. The fact he's top of the league and he's picking up that, it's like having a Makelele in there for Chelsea back all them years ago. Alright, team talk. Passionate. Expect nothing but a win from this game, and that's motivated the majority of them. We get the win from this game, we start cementing our position at the top of that league, especially with us being halfway through the season now. Oh, they've had a goal ruled out for offside early doors there. Oh, we've got the shots. They seem to have the majority of the commentary. That's a little bit concerning. That's it. We've got the 1-0 lead. Walsh across to Cargill. Cargill through onto Gladwin, and Gladwin from just outside the box catches the keeper out. And is that the chance for him to start finding his form again? Been a little bit disappointing recently. Can't moan too much. He's only bedding into his colours at the minute. That's 2-0. This time from Reeves. Ball across. It's headed across goal, and in the end a very, very messy goal, but Houghton's got it over the line. He's given us the 2-0 lead, and I'm starting to wonder whether to go to a cautious mentality for this game. I mean, we're playing, it's like we're doing so well as far as shots and possession go, but it seems like every time I'm looking at the bottom, it's blue commentary. Okay, let's get team talk going. Very happy, keep it going, lads. Gladwin's picked up a booking in that first half as well, so I might want to keep an eye on him. Thing is, it's so tempting to go cautious, but then do we draw them onto us too much? When we're scoring goals, we're holding the possession. Well, that's 3-0. Thompson, assist by Houghton that time, so let's see how that comes about. Ball cross. What a goal. That has got to be goal of the season. He's 30 yards out and he's just took a volley. He's just took a dig at goal. This shoot on sight really made a difference to this team. 27 shots we've had. Come on, boys, let's get a couple of subs made. Now, I'm not bringing Gladwin off for any other reason than the fact he's booked. That's the only reason he's coming off. I'm going to give Boateng on for Gilby and confirm them substitutions. So we're back in play now. Just wondering. There's no point going cautious now. I'm going to praise them though. They're already looking confident. Fired up by the feedback there from me. But they deserve to be. They should be praised for games like this. They should know that as their manager and as a supporter, this is the football we want to see week in, week out. So, Matt Burns from Sky Sports, I was predicting a win for MK Dons before the match. I was certainly not expecting them to win by 3 goals. This is a good victory, but it'll also be interesting to see how Gillingham pick themselves up after it. Well, I'm not bothered about that last statement, but he is right. 3 goals, it is a good victory. And we're going to passionately tell the players that. Very happy with that. So let's just have a look at the surrounding teams. You've got Doncaster, a 1-1 draw with Accrington, so they're now 9 points behind us. You've got Portsmouth, who, how did they get on? They had a 3-2 win over Ipswich, so they continue to remain 4 points behind us. But as I've said before, we're all on the same amount of games now. And 49 points after 21 games for the Dons is an incredible achievement. Thompson's picked up man of the match. I am going to say he was superb with his passing. Don't want to overcomplicate things. 90% pass rate, so that is good passing. So final game of the episode is going to be Southend, who are currently 21st out of 23 teams, remember, in this league, not 24. Obviously, we all know why that is. Let's see if we can get one last win under our belts before we sign off for the day. So Williams delighted by 3 for scoring MK Dons, me too. The thing is, we have really the little alteration to that tactic. It was 2 episodes back. It really has made all the difference, and it's surprising how much difference it's made. If we scroll back, this is the run of games we got through. We started the season 1 goal, 2 goal, no goals, 3 goals, 3 goals, 1 goal, 1 goal, no goals, 1 goal. 2 against Southend, no goals, no goals. And that's where we switched it up, the Southampton game. But we went into it with a stupidly under. If you look at the squad here, look, that's a complete change around from what we would normally play. But we had so many more shots than what we had been having in the previous games. And then since then, we've won all the games bar one. A defeat to Doncaster that we've just seen. So let's get on to Southend. Let's see if we can get the win against Southend and finish this first half of the season in style. This will be the halfway point of the first season with the MK Dons building a legacy, and if at halfway through the first season we are top of the league, we are in the position we want to be in. Right, skipping through this. I actually feel really sorry for Bolton. They'd be well up the league if they hadn't had that 12-point deduction at the start of this. I mean, we'll have a look in a second when the next league fixture is shown up. It'll be a good game to start the next episode with, Portsmouth game. Right, let's skip through this. Campbell criticised Dons for lack of directness. So Campbell took several questions about performance and Dons, right? Campbell, it's attractive to the point, but they can sometimes become impotent in attacking areas. How do you work that out? I swear we're the top scorers in this league. Let's go to stats, team overview, and most goals. We've got most goals in this league, 37. Next up is Portsmouth with 33. So by quite some way we've got the most goals in this league. And he's saying we're impotent in front of goal. The guy is an idiot. Well, it proves he's an idiot. He went from blooming Tottenham to Arsenal. Don't pay any attention to what Sol says. Sol's an idiot. What douchebag coming out with stupid doing comments like that? Right. He wants the old boxing gloves on, I think. A couple of postponements today, but not one of our games. They've got woeful. This is always worrying. I don't like it when you have such bad form coming up against such good form. It's always like one of them light bulb moments where it's going to turn around. Just because of the way we played in the last game, we're just going to go with this instant selection of what it was last time. Britain's still not fully fit yet. 75 minutes of action, so he'll be fully fit for the next game, which is Portsmouth, which is more important. Let's just go for it. So I'm just thinking, now I've just remembered it's Portsmouth next. So this Canicia, I can't even say that stupid word. Catancio is basically they just sit behind the ball and that's it. Do everything they can to make sure you don't score. And he says that my play's boring. Players to watch today. We've got this Lesh Abella playing behind the striker, 4 assists in 13 starts. He's their player to watch. Other than that, we know our team now. It's been the same team over and over again. Expect nothing but a win. Not bad turnout for Boxing Day by the looks of it. Alright, let's see how we get on against these. First goal of the game falls to us, Healy from a Ben Reeves corner. 1-0. I was wondering if we were going to start scoring corner goals. I can't remember if the tactics set up properly for corner goals or not. Might be something to look at at some point if we start failing to score again. That's 2-0. Davis with the goal this time. Thompson crosses it. Thompson puts a through ball through to Davis and he's buried it. 2-0. How do them apples taste, Mr Sol Campbell? See, maybe I should just go like ultra defensive now. Just kick the ball about, keep the possession, get like 90% possession just to wind him up. What a douchebag. What I have got to be careful of is injuries and bookings with Portsmouth next. Just wondering if we can, as soon as anyone gets to 70, I'm just going to take them off. It doesn't matter who it is. If we get to 70%, they're coming off. Team talk. Very happy with how it's going. I mean, we've got 2 yellow cards and 4 fouls, so it's not like we're fouling a lot, so I wouldn't really worry about the yellow cards. Complacent. I'm not having that. Show some passion. And that's just frustrated them. Just trying to think who can come off. Let's get Nombe on for Gladwin. And see, Cargill's doing really well through fitness still. That'll do for now. We just need, as soon as someone starts looking like they're dropping drastically now. I ain't got no one for Williams though. Right, quick look at tactics again, see if we can bring anyone off now. I'm going to bring Houghton off, he's on 71 for Casamu. And we will also bring Lewington on for Davis, who's on 71. Like I said, it's about conserving energy for the next game now. I'm just going to send the praise out to them. They've done really well in this game. Against a team that's tried to frustrate us, they've not got the job done. And that's it, it's all over. Another win for us to end this episode with. 2-0, fantastic. Passionately, I'm very happy with the way you've played out there. Hopefully none of them bookings are bookings that are going to cause a problem for the next game. How did Pompey get on? Seem to always be looking at Pompey now. Why can't I see them? There they are. They beat Wickham 2-1. So they continue to stay 4 points behind us. Doncaster, on the other hand, where are they? Because they look like they've lost the game. Yep, they've lost to Peterborough. So we're now 12 points clear of the playoffs. That's great. That's really good. Right, still standing by your criticism. How ridiculous are you? You're getting sacked in the morning, mate. Right, praise Davis. Defensive work's top notch. He's been working hard on his defensive work, so we'll praise him for it. Sol Campbell has been maintaining his perceived superiority over you His superiority? Are you kidding me? We've played them twice this year and beat them twice this year. I'm just going to calmly go. Sol's entitled to express his opinions. I'm not that fussed, to be honest. The result speaks for itself. Let's get our first enemy of the game in Sol Campbell. I don't think he's going to give me any problems later on in life because I can't see him moving up the ladder. Right. Let's show you the leagues now. As I said I would, leagues in focus. So quick look at how the major leagues are doing. We have the Premier League. Arsenal are leading the Premier League at the moment, 42 points from 19 games. It's looking fairly close between City, Liverpool and Arsenal. Any major standouts in there? Wolves up to 5th. Seem to do quite well in this FM series. As for teams that are lower than what is expected of them, if you go by how they've performed this season, Leicester's not doing brilliant, down in 10th. But other than that, no real surprises. The Italian Serie A, Zebra or Juventus seem to be running away with the league as they have done in previous seasons. Bundesliga, again Bayern running away with the league, 4 points clear of Dortmund, and then Schalke in 3rd at 10 points behind Bayern already. As expected in the French leagues, Paris Saint-Germain from 19 games have got 53 points, 17 wins and 2 draws. Next up would be Lyon, who are 14 points behind them. So, as for the Spanish league, Real Madrid currently trail Barca by 10 points. Not really fussed with the Brazilian league. The Brazilian league was literally fired up so I could get some Brazilians in later on in the game. I do like a young Brazilian to be in the team. And as for our league table, that is the full showing of the league table as it stands. 22 games in, 52 points from 22 games for ourselves at the halfway point of the league. Portsmouth are the team that are on our tails. They've got 48 points, 4 points behind us. I think they're probably the team that's going to push us for the league title this year, unless we have a drastic fall off. But the way we've been playing, I don't think a drastic fall off is what's going to happen for us. Quick look there. Dynamics looking very good still. And one final look at the overview. So we've got Portsmouth coming up next in the next episode. But that will probably be tomorrow now. As for everything else, we've just had a look at the league table. Top goal scorer is Healy for the season so far with 16. He's really found his shooting boots recently. I want to actually take a quick look at just how he's found his shooting boots. If you look at his form here, now everything changed when we played Southampton under 23s. So before Southampton under 23s, before we changed the tactic, he had 1 goal in the previous 5 games. After the tactic, he's got 2 there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he's found his form. 9 goals in 13 games since changing the tactic for him. Certainly suiting the new tactic better than he was the old one. Houghton's been our top performer. He's Mr. Reliable, gets the job done every time. Pass completion, Nichols, you expect him as the goalkeeper to be well up there. I wish they would just not allow goalkeepers to be part of this pass completion stat, because then you could really see who is your best pass completion. As for the manager performance, we've got an A+, doing really well, no issues there. Finances have dropped off a little bit. Started the season with 2.5 million in the bank. We're down to 786,000. But that tends to happen while you're in the lower leagues. At the end of the season, you get that big boost, and it gives you another spike. So you're always planning to be low at the end of the season. Right, well, thank you very much for joining me. If you've enjoyed that, please leave me a like. Please share it with your friends who also enjoy Football Manager. And if you haven't already, please subscribe so you can see every video I release. Thank you very much for watching, boys.